Well, if you're a full-time RVer in the Texas area, you're having some problems right now, just like I am. You know you're having problems when you pull this thing out. We frozen, Dale. My tank's not frozen because I have a little space heater in the water tank bay. However, the shutoff valve area on the other side of the tank is frozen, you know. Videos like these are not typically the bread and butter of this channel. They don't get as many views, but someday you'll be able to look back on this and say, oh, this is what I did. This is what this guy was doing back in the day. So we're doing it. First order of business. Yeah, I tried to get this bait open because it was frozen, and I was pulling on this and it broke this off. So I'm an idiot, first and foremost. I have a little picker tube down here for like if I do laundry. It just, you know, dumps the detergent water. And I forgot to close the hole. So that's like a big source of you know, coldness to come through here. And there's ice up in here too. So one of these was dripping. I don't know exactly which one, but there's water up on this ledge up here. I can feel it. And it built up down here until it stopped dripping completely. So we're gonna heat it up, get this going, so I can put this lid back in and let some heat build up in here. Texas is broken. It's like 4 degrees outside. All the power's off. They're like cycling the power. The building has no power, but Ashton is still in here getting it done with a freaking generator. Dude, you know how glad I am that generator is here? Because all my pipes will freeze. If I have space heaters in the water bay. Yeah. And if those go out for too long, then they'll freeze and all my stuff will crack and I'll have a really bad time.
Yeah. That's what John, he wouldn't fire up for us because it's so cold. We had to get starter fluid, take the filter off, spray it in the motor, and then fire it up.
That's awesome.
We had this over and over it for a little bit, trying to get it warm and shit.
Where'd you find that?
I went and bought it at Home Depot.
Really?
Yeah.
Texas is broken. Put it back.
Well, we're having a global warming pandemic.
They're saying we're low on electricity in Texas, so they're like periodically shutting everyone's power down.
Yeah.
They want us to go full electric. That doesn't seem possible.
Well, this is terrible. The Dallas apocalypse of 2021 has taken its toll on me. We're not done yet. This is, I guess, day 2, first day with the power cutting. Like they're shutting off the power on purpose to conserve the grid because like windmills are frozen or something. And I screwed up. Did not fix the diesel boiler in my AquaHot when I should have. So that doesn't work. And I also did not winterize the diesel in that thing. Last time I filled that up was in Alabama or something. There's not that much left in the tank. It's all gelled up, I'm sure. They cut the power last night while I was asleep. I didn't realize that it happened until the batteries died, because then it would start running the inverter when the shore power is not on. So now my batteries are dead. I can't even crank a generator. However, if I had fixed the AquaHot diesel burner and, you know, put some anti-gel in the tank, made sure I had diesel stuff, they could shut the whole city off as long as they want. As long as I got diesel in that thing, it could be 80 degrees in there, all fine and good. But that's not the case. So we're trying not to die and not to have everything freeze. This is currently what's keeping my water from freezing. That hooked up to a little space heater in the water bay and another one on the inside. But Ashton got this thingy at Home Depot this morning, and he said we should be able to take this middle part out and shorten it. This is a terrible idea, but we're gonna try to run it inside, at least for a little bit, intermittently, so we don't freeze. This sucks. Does it suck? Trying to find more gas for the generator, and well, on top of that, my Duramax doesn't work. Don't know why. It says reduced engine power. It's done that before in the cold, and I'll clear it and it's fine, but this time it comes right back as soon as I get rid of it, so I can't even drive it. So we're driving this monster Nissan Rogue. I know I made fun of this car, but not anymore. No. We've been to 2 gas stations now, neither one have power, they're closed. And we went to one earlier, it didn't have any gas. And the one that we did went to took 15 minutes to pump 5 gallons. So things are not looking good. Here's what the road looks like.
So bad.
You ever seen anything like this?
No, it didn't snow at all when I lived here.
Oh, there you go. Heard it from the local. This sucks. Thankfully, Quick Trip by the stadiums has power, does work, and doesn't pump freaking 1 gallon an hour. So we're gonna fill these up and see if we can keep this Newell from freezing. About this time last year in Oklahoma, sometimes my water hose would freeze and I'd have to go thaw it out with a torch and switch hoses from one I kept inside the garage so I could take a shower in my trailer. I thought that was roughing it. Don't tempt the universe, it'll come back and kick you in the ass really hard. This sucks a lot. But someday, you're gonna be able to go back and watch this video and be like, wow, I can't believe he dealt with that, or they dealt with that. It's one of those things. Make a good story someday, but right now it's not that much fun. We're down into the single digits now. I had the generator inside running to charge my house batteries, not the engine batteries, the house ones, because they went dead when the power got cut last night while we were sleeping, because the inverter just ran stuff until they died. I didn't know power was out, so they were dead. Generator wouldn't crank. I figured the fuel was gelled up anyway. Worst case, I charged the batteries up just to have to keep my temperature sensor indicator alive inside, so I knew what the bay temperature was to keep that from freezing. I charged it up a couple hours ago. I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna try to start the generator. It started. So we went and got some, took Logan's Road to get some more diesel, and I'm going to pump some diesel in there. Use about half a gallon an hour. I got 20 gallons. The main tank is low, but theoretically if I put 20 gallons in, it should work for 20 gallons worth of hours. So I'm gonna get to that. This is not fun, but we're just out here doing it. I just figured I'd just move Elvis inside, because you know, he was kind of starting a little hard. It's gonna be like 4 degrees overnight, and I didn't want that to be a problem too. I do put additive in there, but still, why not move it inside? It's like, I don't know, probably 50 degrees in here. I went to move it in, cleared the code, and it stayed gone. I don't know. So, Elvis, you're not gonna freeze to death, Mr. Generator. Hopefully you keep our water bay not frozen. It is time to, I don't know, count my blessings. I feel really lucky that the generator started, the Newell generator. You know what, now that the Newell generator is running, I can plug stuff in, which means I can charge my phone, my laptop, and I still got allowance on my hotspot on my phone. So I'm gonna edit together the last video working on Uncle Rob and upload that stuff, because I'm not a freaking quitter. The old Rogue got the job done, put 20 gallons of diesel in there, and that should be good to go. And we can go get more if we need to. Now that I know there's a station out there that has it, it doesn't pump it, you know, 0.2 gallons a minute. It's one of those times, you know, everybody's going super slow down the road. This is just, this is something else. I'm glad this video is gonna be here. I know it's not gonna get very many views, but this is gonna be one that we'll be able to pull out of the hat in 5, 10, 20 years and be like, look at this. This is what you do. Days like today are what build me. And it's days like today and the fact that I put myself through this stuff, where I could have just drained all the water out and gone, you know, downtown, stay with Tanner. This is why I will win, and I'm confident in that. If you're watching this video, I know you feel that too. It is now day 3, Tuesday, and I got more diesel. Generator's still on. The shop actually has power again, but still a good bit of places around here don't have power. And according to the Encore website, the rolling outages are not done yet. It's just right now this area's back on, so it's limited. I have not shut the generator off, even though my building cable would have power now. I'm not shutting this generator off until it's above freezing here. I'll run it for 2 weeks if I have to, and I'll keep going and get more diesel if I have to, which is what I did. I just got like 30 gallons of diesel, and I'm about to pump it into there manually again. I got more inside. I just use one of the little like hand pumper things that's used for race gas. It's literally like what I got it for, but we're gonna use it for diesel now. I'm gonna fill it all up, and then I'm gonna test the spigot out of the building, because the water inside the building actually unfroze also, so I have the sinks just, you know, running just a little bit of water so it doesn't happen to freeze again. Because if that's open, then the spigot should work. The end's probably going to be frozen, but I'm going to heat that up with a propane torch and see if we can get some water to come out of it. If we can, I'm going to top my tank off and maybe do some laundry with the hose connected to just get that out of the way. But I like to keep that tank full, because a 300 gallon mass of water is really, really hard to freeze. Even though it's like 80 degrees in my water bay right now, if there was only a little bit of water, it would freeze quicker. And if that does freeze up again in the next couple days, I'm screwed. I have no water. So right now is my best time to capitalize on that. But I gotta get to pumping because I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm still gonna edit and upload a video for you guys also, which will already be up by the time you watch this, the Uncle Rob one. So I've been putting some of this stuff in there. I put a good bit in last night. What I did is I just dumped it right into the jug before I pumped it in. And then once it gets pumped into there, you know, it disperses as I pump more in. Because, yeah, prevents diesel fuel from gelling. That's what we're trying to do here. It says something, this whole thing treats up to 320 gallons. So if this tank were full, dumping this whole thing in would treat the entire thing. Honestly, there's probably half of it in there, and there's not even, well, there's not quite half. A good bit's in my truck. But we're not taking chances here. We're just not. So, yeah, I just put a little bit more into that one, which should cover the amount of diesel that I'm about to add, so that that's treated, over-treated too. We're not taking any chances here. I'd recommend, if you got a diesel, to keep some of this stuff in here. I actually had a problem where my truck was smoking. I think I had an injector sticking when it was really hot outside. One time when I was driving through like New Mexico, and I put some of this in there, and it cleared right up. So, you know, Howes. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. Just keep some diesel additive in your diesel truck. It's good to have. Got the old trusty torch back out. Sat here for a few minutes, you know, going up and down, made sure I got into the snow, into the base in case it was frozen on the ground. But we got water. Freaking sweet. Now I can do laundry and top off my tank. It is now 5:40 in the afternoon, 18 degrees in Arlington. I'm still doing laundry in there. I got video editing rolling right now. I'll get another Uncle Rob video. Get yourself a t-shirt, by the way, stapletonautoworks.com. Also, I put in a random option, so if you purchase a random shirt, I will send you a random shirt in the size that you selected, and you'll save a nice chunk of money. Just something, food for thought. stapletonautoworks.com. Check it out. Definitely gonna have to go to the hardware store after this thaw, because there are a few lines over here that are dripping, I've noticed. Not a lot, it's not a major breakage, but it's just a, but you know, every few seconds there's a drop. So it's something I'm gonna have to fix. We're still going on the third load of laundry now. It's been backed up for a few days. And while the tank is full, I pulled the hose off. It's just like, you know, lightly spraying into the ground just to keep the flow going. Once that laundry is done, I will top the tank off again, put the hose away, and I'll leave the hose inside so it doesn't freeze. The inside of the hose, if there's anything left in there, it will freeze in the bay. I dealt with that when I had to hook it up. And once all that's done, I'm done editing the video. I'm gonna go get more diesel and put more diesel in the tank so that I'll be set until Sunday or Monday or something, whenever it decides. It's supposed to be like 60 or 70 degrees next week, but I will be prepped and ready for that, because I don't trust Encore or whatever the Texas Department of Energy is. They've freaking not made any sense since the beginning. The power on the building is on right now, but that doesn't mean it's gonna stay that way. But I'll be ready. Stay tuned for the trials and tribulations, as well as the aftermath video when we're inevitably gonna have to go in there and fix some pipes and do some Newell stuff. So for you Newell people, blessing in disguise, you're getting content now. It is now midnight and they just cut the power again. Kind of figured this would happen, but it being on this long was just long enough for me to upload my last video, which was cool. Luckily these exit signs are like battery powered or something. And we can take this light bar into the bathroom and like put it up on the stall barriers because it's dark in there. But the water's not frozen because I kept it running. Yeah, pretty crazy. But it doesn't matter because the generator's still on, and it dumped like another almost 40 gallons of diesel in the tank. Literally almost have about a half tank in that thing now, and a half tank in this thing is a lot. So we're good to run for the next several days. If they keep doing this, it's starting to snow again. Man, it's gonna be in the mid-20s tomorrow, so it shouldn't be as bad. Did he pee?
Yep.
Good. Still no poop? Oh boy. It's now 8:45 on Wednesday. The power on the building is still on. They shut it off around midnight last night, and I woke up at 4:25 in the morning to pee, and it was back on. So I think that the rolling outages now are being relaxed. They're having this industrial park stay on at least long enough for these guys to, like, you know, do some work during work hours, because, you know, they're off at midnight, fire back up at 4 in the morning. People get rolling at 5. There's bakeries and stuff in here, so there's a lot of stuff going on. Even overnight, there's people working, but it's not right now. The road is completely covered in snow. It has been all day because it snowed more last night. There's no freaking plows here, because why the heck would Texas buy and store snow plows when they never, ever need them? It's just, you might hate on them, but it makes sense. Why would you spend money on that when you literally never need something, ever? I've definitely got some water leaks that are happening. Like I said before, they're not significant, but they're leaving icicles underneath the thing, and we're gonna knock them out. When this thaws, we're definitely gonna have some plumbing repair videos, that's for sure. Simple stuff. It's not gonna be a detriment to living or to usability of this thing. It's just gonna drip, and it's annoying. So thankful for that. It could be a lot worse. It could have been a hard breakage that totally disabled the thing. That's not the case. It's supposed to be up to 32 tomorrow, which is awesome, because that means the heaters down there will not have to work very hard to keep things from freezing. And by the day after that, you know, 38 on Friday, 40, it's supposed to be in the 40s on Saturday, which is awesome. You know, Sunday, Monday keeps going up from there. It's supposed to be in the 60s on like Monday and Tuesday, which is freaking sweet. I can't wait for this to be over. But anyway, let's go under there and see what the icicle situation looks like. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. That's a lot of ice. That is messed up anyway. I broke that, but cool. Oh man. Oh man. Freaking sweet. Fun stuff. The most fun I've ever had. It'd be like that sometimes. So from what I can tell, it's a couple of these are leaking. They're dripping down. The bottom of my second water pump is leaking. It has, I'm surprised I was able to do that. The bottom of this one is leaking a little bit, so I shut it off, shut the valve off to it. Top one seems to be doing okay. So there's these. There's a couple fittings up in here behind this stuff that I think are leaking, but like you can see, it's just small drips. Could be a lot worse. Could definitely be a lot worse. It's not too bad though, because to fix these, would have to unscrew all these handles and then pull this entire panel off, and all of that is easily accessible right in here. So that'll make a fun video, probably next week. The generator in this thing is a Kohler / Yanmar 3-cylinder turbo diesel generator. It's a freaking hoss. Tell you what, next winter rolls around, I'll be ready. I'll be winterized, my diesel burner and the aqua hot's gonna work. Everything's gonna be in tip-top shape. I'm gonna have this thing figured out, so if I could go park in freaking North Dakota and be off the grid for a week and not bother anybody. Like, I have learned my lesson. That is for sure. I have learned a lot this week. Oh, there's something else I gotta show you guys. This is the biggest thing. Remember that charger I was talking about? The charger I had hooked up there? I left it down there. I thought about going to get it, but that night I didn't want to open the door again because it was so hard to accumulate heat in there that every time you open the door, it would set you back like an hour's worth of heating. And I thought, they leave that charger hooked up with stuff all the time in the shop. And they've told me before that it just shuts off when it's full. So I didn't think anything of it. I thought, okay, it's fine. I'm not going to bother. Wrong move. This thing almost burned us to the ground overnight. It was so close. We either got very lucky and had that gas generator run out of gas before it went fully off, or it just stopped. But yeah, honestly makes me sick to look at, just to think about how close this was to what could have happened. It just freaks me out. I don't know why it happened. This box was already smashed like this. It's been dropped several times. That may have had something to do with it. I would venture to guess that's probably why this happened. But regardless, this video could be very different. That's not something to mess around with. I am ultra paranoid. Now, you'll never see me leave a battery charger hooked up to anything unless I'm sitting there freaking watching it. I'll tell you that much. And I'm never putting one inside my bay again. If I have to charge that battery, that charger's sitting outside. Swear. That's just... Dude, I don't even like looking at it. It freaks me out. Learn from my mistakes. That's why I'm making this video. Might be a little bit entertaining to watch my struggles and see what life has been like here in Dallas for the last week, but dude, seriously, learn something from this. That's why I'm putting this out there. Hopefully that changes someone's mind and it saves lives, it saves things and valuable possessions, stuff that can't be replaced. That can do some freaking damage if it's in the wrong spot, and something like that happens, it's not something you want to mess with. I guess today's technically like day 3.5 or 4. Man, it feels like this week has been the longest week freaking ever. It is 2/11, Thursday the 18th, 28 right now, which is the warmest it's been in like a week. They didn't cut the power last night that I'm aware of. I think it was still on the whole time, but my generator is still running. I'm not shutting it off until all of this stuff is gone and it's above freezing, because I don't trust anything anymore. I'm not taking any chances. So I'm thinking I can wrap this video up. The worst of it is over. It's not over for me though. There's a significant amount of ice under here. Not good at all. Oh boy. I mean, some of it is from the dripping up there. I mean, probably a good bit of it, because you can see there's a lot built up in here, but there's still, you know, a substantial amount from the drippage under here. I wish I would have figured out sooner to shut the water pump off and let the faucets run to relieve the pressure, because that stops the dripping. That's what I've been doing for the last day. But it'd be like that sometimes. live and learn. I certainly learned my lesson, multiple lessons. I hope you did too. If you've enjoyed the trials and tribulations of the Texas Snowmageddon from our perspective in the old Newell here, you should subscribe. If you didn't, or you don't want to subscribe, then don't do it. I'm not gonna make you. But I like to think that you'll learn something here. That's kind of my goal. I also do have merch, shirts and stuff, or stablesandautoworks.com. Proceeds will go to fixing my freaking pipes, I guess. I don't know. This video is kind of random, more of just a log or documentation of the living hell that was this week. Hope you liked it. We'll see you.